Hello, Amity City. It's been an odd day. First off, I still don't feel great, but I investigated another mystery today. So let's get into that. I'm gonna try a new format for this investigation. We're gonna talk through the background a little bit, and then I'm just going to tell you what happened without breaking into my logic. We can talk through my logic and what I learned. We can talk about that tomorrow night. My station intern told me you guys have sent a lot of good questions into the Tumblr, so thank you for that. I intend to answer some of those questions on air another night. So, the investigation. Sorry guys, I found this cat wandering around my apartment last night. And, if anyone in Hatbridge is missing a chunky white and brown cat, I have him. And if no one is missing this cat, I have him. The sewers of Amity City are honestly pretty nice as far as sewers are concerned. The Amity Public Sanitation Board takes pretty good care of them. The vampires that probably live down there seem to keep things clean too. Or at least I have it on good authority that a few undead prefer it down there. Since our sewers are well maintained, a good few displaced people make their way down there in the winter to stay warm during the day, specifically to the sunken part of the city. When Amity was built, the city grew too heavy for its foundation and sank. The sewers were built around Lower Amity, and as such, there's just a decently preserved city under Westbridge. One of my contacts, the one I talked about when I talked about the fifth house a few days ago, said him and his pet fox found something down there. He said the two of them were just walking through the tunnels, and his fox ran towards something. Apparently, whatever she smelled was large, aggressive, and confusing to look at. My cup of tea, then. After last night's broadcast, I went to the up-the-wall diner. Kelsey followed a similar fate to her mother. Her dreams were fulfilled, and then she died. So now the waitresses there tend to just treat me like every other customer. I found an access route to Lower Amity on my laptop. Some urban explorer guy posted it on his Blue, and it seemed to be an easy route to follow. I went back to my apartment, got my flashlight, better shoes, a combat knife that belonged to an ex-girlfriend. Then I headed to Westbridge. Let's run some ads and some music, and then we can try out my new form of narration.
Do you like robots? How about giant robots? Now what if you could watch those robots race? Watch them fight? Watch them dance? Metal Muscle 7. See the return of your favorite pilots, even Daniel Wren back from the dead. Your favorite mechs like Orange Wonderland, Madrid Special, and even Starflame Riku. Don't miss the sequel to the best action movie of all time, Metal Muscle 7.
Poodle and Ping know what you're looking up. This late at night, it can't be anything good. Luckily, there's Crossroads. We don't monitor your browsing. We don't sell it to third-party sources. You do you. Access whatever sites you want, even the ones Poodle has blocked. Access the deep web. Come to the crossroads.
That felt illegal to advertise. Okay, this next song is Regulus by Aiden Jordan. Okay, but who's your favorite pilot? I swear, as soon as giant robots are real, I'm making a fantasy league. Come on, everyone's seen Metal Muscles. At least the third one, because Daniel Wren is played by Takeshi Holt, and he is... Let's get into the actual investigation, then. I went to Westbridge. I took the PACFA and tried to just zone out. It smelled like popcorn this time. There was some guy in a Redonian Army t-shirt trying to recruit people, but he was easy enough to ignore. When I got to Westbridge, I headed down Keaton Street. The street's been decorated for Solitera, so there was a lot of pretty lights and stuff that made the city feel a little bit less stark. I had forgotten that Solitera is coming up. Merry Solitera, everyone. Anyways, I reached the seawall and climbed down. There was a large concrete tube that had pretty easy access to the sewer line. Walking in felt like walking into the mouth of a lion. The smell was abysmal while I walked through the sewer, so I pulled my scarf over my mouth and nose and sprayed myself in the face with my perfume, practically macing my eyes, but it was better than nothing. I turned down a tunnel, then another, and soon enough it was in front of me. A giant mess of tilted buildings and darkened walls. I turned on my flashlight and looked over the old colonial architecture. The sewer smell started to fade, quickly being replaced by the smell of history, dust and bone. I followed the instructions my informant offered me and soon found a large theater that had seemingly sank when the rest of the city did. I think it was the original design for the aerial theater, but I'd have to do more reading. I had to shove my way through the door. The wood was rotted, so it wasn't difficult, but it was clear my informant had to have used some other entrance. He's pretty small. Inside, the seats were all tattered and worn. There was graffiti all over the walls from teens who snuck down there to see just how brave they could really be. I wandered to the backstage and then found a massive hole tunneled through the ground, so I followed it. As I walked down, I noticed the air around me got hot. It was 12 degrees when I went underground, but down there it was around 60 and humid. There was the scent of mildew, that wet paper and bloody nose scent. My flashlight kept me appraised of the world around me for a few meters, but that wasn't very comforting. I'm pretty sure vampires can teleport. I know for a fact werewolves are faster than me, and I know things like the Screecher could probably navigate those tunnels far better than I ever could. I kept going, into the stone. For all I know, I went to the core of the earth. There was a large cavern. It looked like it was hand-tunneled by something, circular and jagged, all at the same time. In the center of the room was a nest. It was made of plants, tree branches, bushes, flower petals. It was big, seemingly where the creature slept. In the center of it I found a lot of animal bones, mostly rats and raccoons, but I also found some from dogs, cats, and a few human ones scattered about. They were perfectly preserved and all lined up in these intricate patterns. I turned to leave. I assumed whatever lived down there was hunting for whatever it eats. On one of the walls was a huge painting, not a crude cave painting, but something done with modern tools and skill. It was of a large creature covered in plants, its massive arms surrounding a child and several animals. I made it to the end of the tunnel and back into the theater. It was... ads. Yeah, let's do that.
Does your home experience random power outages? Is the winter cold pushing through those single-pane windows? Call Hebersham & Sons. We pride ourselves on quick, discreet maintenance that your landlord will never even notice. We're here to help you, not bow to the landman's greed. Visit our website to book a discreet appointment today. Hebersham & Sons. There are a lot of us.
Hello? 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 This song is Long Walk by Critter Fritter. Okay, let's get back into it. So I didn't find anything in the tunnels, so I hit the streets. I asked hundreds of members of the homeless community, but almost everyone either didn't know or quickly dismissed me as though I asked something offensive. I asked around on forums, and someone came back with a video. It started with looking through Westbridge's security cameras. Some are publicly available, and others... Well, I assume this person didn't find this while looking at morning traffic. It cycled through a few cameras, and then one stopped me. In the far back of one of the camera's range, there was a slight glimpse of the shore. I saw... It looked like a bear. Its body was covered in moss and vines and refuse. It was maybe 7 feet tall and walked around in this hunched, heavy posture. They soon lost it on the cameras and couldn't seem to find it again. I went to the Amity City Library and did some digging into local mythology, but all I could really find was the swamp specter, a 1,000-year-old myth that has so little in the way of evidence that most people on occult forums just tend to ignore it. I'll tell you about the lore of the swamp specter tomorrow night, I think. I think it might be the same thing as what I found down there. I went back to the tunnels before the broadcast just to see if it came back to its den while I was gone, but it wasn't there. The mural on the wall was painted over with a strange symbol. It was purple and kind of angular, like a circle with 2 jagged lightning bolts coming up from the center, making horns. There was something else that changed. In the center of all the bones, there was a seed. A tiny, whitish-yellow seed. I came back to the studio to record this broadcast. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. Mr. Cat and I are going to go check out the tunnels again. Good morning, Amity City. Go get some coffee. It's going to be a long day.
Wake up, Claire. Wake up. It's time for your therapy.
Amity After Dark is a narrative horror fiction podcast by Livewire Multimedia Stories. Claire White is voiced and created by Gwen Fullman, who can be found as @Gwen_Fullman on Instagram. Written by Gwen Fullman. Co-executive produced by Gwen Fullman and Elizabeth Fullman, with music by Gwen Fullman. If you enjoyed what you just listened to, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/Livewire Multimedia Stories. There, you will get exclusive access to early episodes and fun perks like access to polls and our Discord server, where we collaborate on projects and resources, share fan art, and just hang out. If you like this project and would like to learn more about it or any of our other projects, please follow us on social media. We are on Tumblr @Livewire Media, on Instagram @Livewire Multimedia, and on YouTube @Livewire Multimedia Stories. But really, the best way to support us is to share this with a friend. Thank you for listening.